In this video, I'm going to talk about Astar. Astar is a layer 1 blockchain built with Polkadot Substrate, and it has pretty interesting mechanisms with build to earn. So I'm going to cover that in this video because that's one of the biggest parachains in Polkadot ecosystem. It's also 100 in the 200s place on the top cryptos coins, so it's worth mentioning definitely. So let's get started. Astar website, Astar.network, the future of smart contracts for multi-chain, basically building a scalable decentralized blockchain for the next big Web3 innovations. There's a bunch of interoperability between different Polkadot substrate chains, so it's coming with that built in, but they also have pretty interesting mechanisms, and I'm going to mention that, but it's worth mentioning that they have this build to earn program. Usually the most common problem for the new blockchains is incentivizing developers to build on the new blockchain, because there are so many chains that it's hard to choose from. And it's cool mechanism here with Astar that they actually pay the developers in the amount to the number of people staking on the app. So if you start using some kind of a DEX or maybe some other staking app, then some of that profit will go directly to developers, which incentivize developers to make the best app with the biggest amount of people using the application, which is pretty cool. So already over 50 decentralized applications, 500,000 community members, gateway into multi-chain. You can basically hop from Astar to other blockchains, of course, Polkadot, but also other EVMs like Ethereum or Binance or layer 2 to Ethereum. You can also jump to Solana. Fast growing ecosystem, so you can stake and earn staking rewards as well. And there's a bunch of reading if you want to get started with the ecosystem. Finally, build to earn, allowing for the basic income for developers once you deploy on the platform, which is pretty cool. So using smart contracts both from EVM and WASM, and backed by pretty much most of the crypto exchanges like Binance or Polychain, Crypto.com as well. So like top capital is already in Astar as well, which is pretty interesting. So let's jump into the documentation. You can go into the documentation and click on getting started. Here's the documentation. You can also launch the app. We also go into that. The documentation itself is explaining you pretty well what is Polkadot ecosystem and how it works. So if you want to click on the left, it explains to you how you have relay chain and parachain, and basically what are the differences. So basically Astar Network is built on a parity substrate, making it into a parachain. So parachain is easy to connect with other parachains as well. Generally speaking, the whole Polkadot substrate is made in a way similar to also Cosmos Hub. So you have all those interconnected blockchains, really great for interconnectivity between the blockchains, and that's pretty cool. So getting started with Astar. Thanks to being on the Polkadot, you can basically connect with everything for all the major ecosystems, easily bridge to everything, and then you have build to earn program as well. And they explain everything about that in the documentation. So scalability, interoperability, and then developer incentive. Finally, there's a little bit about tokenomics. They have two tokens, Astar and Shiden tokens. And you have the primary functions for those tokens being staking, transactions, and then on-chain governance for using those tokens. So basically, this is the documentation. If you want to, for example, start building, either running your own your own RPC endpoint, or maybe using some of the apps, or maybe deploying your own application, everything is here. So it's pretty easy to start using that if you're already developed on other Polkadot substrate chains, or if you used basically other EVMs. So that will be easy as well. Finally, let's jump into the launch the app. If you want to just be the ordinary user, there's a bunch of stuff you can use. After connecting the wallet, you can basically connect with a bunch of wallets ranging from Polkadot.js, but also if you want to go, you can also look at the MetaMask. You can easily connect with MetaMask as well with the assets here. If you want to connect, for example, you have EVM support, so you can connect with MetaMask easily as well. You will have a bunch of things related to your staking and applications that you can use as well. So already over 50 applications, which means you have a pretty nice choice of DeFi applications, different games that you can play. So pretty standard stuff here. Blockchain itself is pretty new. If you look at the price, then of course it went down like everything in 2022. It goes this little bit of the uptick recently, but it was basically launched in 2022 at the very beginning with a little bit of the run last year before everything crashed with Terra Luna. But of course, this is just educational video, so if you want to get into this coin, do your own research before getting into. Everything, of course, depends on things like the vesting schedule. There are a lot of VCs on the cap table. There are a lot of things to consider here before jumping in, but definitely worth looking at when it comes to the Polkadot ecosystem, especially if you're a fan of Polkadot. You can see that this is definitely in the top. So with Polkadot being, of course, the first in the Polkadot ecosystem, you have the general app like Chainlink, Compound, which is everywhere, but then you have Anchor, Astar, and again Kusama coming from Polkadot as well. So Astar is really in the top 5 of the Polkadot ecosystem here, as you can see. So this is it for the short review of Astar Network. Definitely worth looking at. I discovered it recently through different metrics on DeFi Llama, which I also recommend if you're looking for how to basically discover chains that has some action when it comes to different stable coins. Definitely worth looking at. For everything else, subscribe to my channel. I tend to cover new blockchains, new DeFi protocols, new NFT collections, and much more. So subscribe and see you in the next video.